Hey, welcome to Grubbin with Godfrey. And you caught me with my chef's jacket on. Usually, you know, when I'm filming and stuff like that, I want to be relaxed and very informal. But, you know, we have a very, very special holiday coming up, Valentine. So I thought, what the heck, I'll be a little bit formal. And I'm going to cook you guys a very nice gourmet dinner. This dinner we used to do at the Disneyland Hotel in a restaurant called Granville's, which was a 5-star restaurant 4 years running in Orange County, California. So I really hope you enjoy this, but the neat thing about this meal, it's called Cajun shrimp with chayote, and we're gonna do a little bit of sweet potato and yams with it as well. And we're really gonna throw a twist on everything that we do for this particular dish. Now, I just want you guys to know that this is a very healthy and a very inexpensive meal to cook, and it's one that we charged $200, $185, $200 for it. You know, it was just like, so with the economy being as tight as it is, you go get these ingredients at the local grocery store and make dinner for your loved one, regardless if it's the husband doing the cooking for the wife or the wife doing the cooking for, you know, the husband. Get rid of the kids, send them off to grandma's house, light some candles, make a nice meal, spend some time with the one that you love. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get cranking. First thing what we're gonna do is get our prep work done. We're gonna do our sauce, because that's gonna take a little bit of time to reduce down and to go ahead and make. So what we're gonna do is jump right into this. We're gonna start with a little bit of shallot. We're just gonna go ahead and cut this guy up. And now with the shallot, you don't have to get too fancy with it or anything else like that, you know, because this sauce gets strained out. So you can just go ahead and just bust it out, chop it up really coarse. It's not a great big deal at that point in time. So we're gonna just do a little bit of shallots, a little bit of garlic. We're gonna have some shrimp shells, shrimp shells to it. And we're just gonna go ahead and let it reduce, and we're gonna add a little bit of cream to it, reduce it down, add the spices to it, reduce it down, strain it, and finish it with a little bit of butter. Now garlic, let's see. Love the garlic, right here ought to be enough. You know, these things only do that when I film. When I'm in the kitchen or in the restaurant, those things never just fly off of the cutting board like that. So it's just fate that they want to go ahead and mess with me when I got a camera on me. So anyways, we're just going to go ahead and dice these things up. Sometimes you just can't win for losing, so you just flow with it, you know. Okay, we got this going. And that's where we're at right now. So we're going to go ahead and boogie on over here. Let me wash my hands. Over to the stove, and we're gonna get it on. So we're gonna go ahead and put these right up inside this little bowl right here. Follow me on over here. We're gonna get this thing cranking up, okay? Just a tad of oil, just enough to put into the bottom of the pan, okay? We're gonna saute these things off real quick. And we're gonna go ahead and put the shrimp shells in there, and we're just making our own kind of like a stock, okay? And what we're gonna do is just take this beer, and I prefer this beer because, you know, we're talking about Louisiana, we're talking about Cajun, so it's girthy, it's got some really good flavor to it, some bump. So you can use a dark beer, don't need to use a light beer, use something with some good flavor to it, you know? Okay, so this is on, and that's it right there, that's it. So we're just gonna go ahead and let that simmer down for a little bit and reduce. And we're gonna come back over here and we're gonna go ahead and cut up and we're gonna deep fry some things. Okay, let's see, what else? Here we go. By the way, if you don't know what these are called chayotes. And it's a vegetable. And what we're gonna do is go ahead and skin them, cut them in half, and we're gonna egg them, flour, and breadcrumb them, and we're gonna deep fry them because they're just absolutely awesome. So we got a little bit of frying to go on, but you know what? I got it set really, really high, and it's just gonna be a real quick fry on these things. Now we're gonna go ahead and take the sweet potato, and I got yams in the oven, and I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with the yams, okay? I had to get those going because those things, you know, they take an hour and 40 minutes. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use these as a base, okay? And if you can get a real good look at this, now we're gonna cut this about 1/4 of an inch thick. And you're gonna need 3 of these per plate. Okay, now we've got these done. Save this for another rainy day. You just cut them raw like this. See how nice and thick they are? Check it out, come on over here. We're just gonna fry these puppies up. You're just gonna stick them right into hot grease, about 380 degrees, not 350, 380. You want them extremely hot, okay? Uh-oh. Make sure it doesn't go over. Take a look. Check out the color. See, and they're gonna flatten out. They're kind of like deflate themselves after a little bit. But we're just gonna take them right out here. Throw them on a sheet pan with a little bit of paper towel. Use a brown bag, whatever. That's what my older grandfather used to do. I guess it was just one of those things that use what you have at the time. Now we're gonna get right into this sauce, okay? See if you can take a good look at the sauce. The sauce is coming down. You don't have that much inside of it. You see the fluid? You only got about half a cup or so. So what we're gonna do is just go ahead and remove the big items that are in this sauce right now. Save that fluid. Okay, throw this back on there. Okay. Now you notice I had the cream sitting out here at room temperature. You always want the cream at room temperature, and you want the hot fluid that you're dealing with just to kind of cool off just a little bit. Because if you put something very cold on something very hot and it's cream, butter or something, it's just going to break apart. So you just want to go ahead and just reduce this a little bit more. And while we're waiting for that, what we'll do is go ahead and put the Cajun spice in there. Got 2½ tablespoons. You just got a pinch of white pepper, okay? A little bit of salt, okay? Move it around a little bit. There we go. Now we'll go ahead and add the cream, okay? What we're gonna do is let this thing start to reduce a little bit more. If you take a good look at this. Now it's a really light mocha type color. When we get done with it, it's just gonna be a little bit darker, not much, okay? But it'll have a very, very nice, rich flavor to it. Now what we'll do is just add a little bit of lemon juice to it and just let it be right there and let that thing reduce on down, okay? Now, chayote. Let's go check out this chayote because this is something that I've always loved doing. You're going to really, really, really enjoy this chayote. It's a wonderful vegetable. You got this, got the peeler. Let's just go ahead and we're gonna rip this thing apart right now and just go ahead and peel it. You know, they say this is kind of like Nouvelle style. Well, it was Nouvelle style back in the 80s. Now they say it's passé. Well, don't know too much about that. I don't know how food kind of like becomes passé, especially if you really enjoy food. Okay. Let's check this guy out. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is bust open. See how nice? This is when you know it's ripe, is when the center is white like that and you start seeing it real light green, get a little bit darker green, and it's almost kind of like slippery on the outside. So we're gonna throw those in there. Put that in the flour. Okay. It's a done deal. Let's take this big guy off. Okay. Now a little bit of flour. No seasoning. You want to get as much of the true natural flavor out of this chayote as you possibly can with the way we're trying to prepare it. And you want to just really get down on it. Pack it hard, pack it hard. Nothing wrong with that. Here we go. Now we're cooking. Look at that. Now remember, when you use a small pan with just grease in it, be very careful when you do these vegetables because the grease gets so hot and your vegetables are like 99.5% water that it's like just putting water into hot grease. So make sure it doesn't overboil on you and catch your kitchen on fire, okay? Okay, let's walk over here to the deep fryer and let's get these puppies cooking. I would just put one in at a time and just kind of like move it a little bit. So that way it doesn't overflow and you start a fire. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at the sauce. Look at that sauce. That looks awesome. Let's get a spoon. Let's see where we're at with this guy. Ooh. It's Cajun, baby. Little bit more lemon. Just a little bit more salt. Now you'll be able to get all these recipes on grubbinwithgodfrey.com on the homepage, okay? You'll be able to check them all out. We'll be good to go. All right, now what I'm gonna do is just switch pans with the sauce and just go ahead and let it reduce on down. We're just gonna keep it warm and it'll just reduce down. Chayotes, chayote. Look at that. Beautiful color, look at that. Oh yeah, babe. That's where we're at right there. Now check it out. We're gonna throw these into the stove. The stove is warm, okay? Excuse me. What we're gonna do is grab my yams and we're gonna come over here and we're gonna yam it up a little. Stay tuned for part 2.